Here, what's good? It's your boy Sean P. the Blunt God. Hey, and we here with another One Piece chapter discussion, chapter 1036. Let me get the. I gotta check the name of it because I know it's kind of a long name. It's called Bushido is the Way of Death. All right, give me a second. All right, so before I get into the whole chapter discussion and everything, make sure you show some love, like the stream, hit that like button. You know, if you rock with what I do, hit that subscribe button. I will be doing a giveaway at 50 subscribers. I will be giving away two of those flags right there. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. You know, there'll be more information after we achieve that 50 subscribers, but for now, that's what you guys get. But anyway, also follow me on Instagram, Twitter at BlumpGod. You know, all that's going to be in the description. We got a One Piece Facebook group and the One Piece Discord. All the links are going to be in the description. Um, but yeah, okay, so let's get into the chapter. Let me pull it up real quick. All right, all right. So yeah, let's get into the chapter. All right, so we got a cover page. We got we don't got the some reason we're not going to the whole Germa, the whole escape from whole cake storyline that we had in the previous cover. But this cover we kind of get a full cover spread with the straw hats. It looked like they're in I don't know what island they'll be in or what country, but it looks like a very snowy, icy country, and most of the buildings seem to be buried in ice. You know, I thought it looks like water, but the fact that you got Brooke and Robin who are devil fruit users standing on this water. Or just anybody in general just standing on water, so it makes sense for it to be ice. But that's not what we here for. Pull up that. All right. So we got chapter 1036. Bushido is the way of death, and we pretty much start off the chapter where we ended last time with Zoro pretty much, you know, defeating King. We see one of King's wings kind of sliced, and then we get a flashback of King and Kaido talking. You know, as King slowly kind of passes out, we get this flashback where Kaido's pretty much asking King like, "Hey man, you think I'm Joy Boy?" He said, "Is the world I'm creating really the one you wished for?" This is Kaido asking King this, and King says, "Legends are legends. That is all, or that is all." Yeah, that I don't know why I had to repeat that. No, I seek nothing from you anymore. My life belongs to you. Just continue to be the strongest there is. And we see Kaido, or we see King telling Kaido like, look, I'm never going to lose a fight. And then that kind of we see kind of how that moment mirrored Zoro after being defeated by Mihawk, telling Luffy that he'll never lose a fight again. And then we see Zoro going for one last attack on King as King is still kind of fading away, and this is the King of Hell. Or no. I'm sorry. That's not the attack. Zoro is pretty much saying, "Guess I might as well become the King of Hell." You know, and he pretty much goes in for a slash, defeating King. He defeats King. We get a little older box saying the winner is Zoro. And then we go to CP0. First we see one of these I don't know what you call them, followers, or one of Bao Wang's. I don't know if they're Bao Wang's subordinates, like what they are to in relation to Bao Wang, but we see that they got the little cloth covering the face with the eye, the one eye, and it's like one of the. I'm assuming she's part of the Mary surveillance system, but she looked like an actual smile fruit user, like, or even possibly a devil fruit user. But she's pretty much relaying information to Bao Wang, and Bao Wang tells the CP0 agent that's next to her, that King has just been defeated. And he states how the commanders have been defeated and the Toby Ropo has been defeated. So the war, at least on the Yonko side, isn't fully over. It's still up to Big Mom and Kaido pretty much. And then we see, Big Mom pretty much, in her battle with Law and Kid. And then next we get a diagram of where Onigashima is in the sky and what would happen if Kaido is defeated. While Onigashima is still in the sky and his clouds go away and then it goes crashing into Onigashima. But that's pretty much why Momonosuke is doing what he's doing. He's creating clouds to keep Onigashima in the air. So when Kaido is defeated, his clouds would take over and keep Onigashima suspended. Then we get a diagram of Kazumbo. That I had to remember his name. Kazumbo is pretty much phasing through all the floors of Onigashima, headed to the armory, and we see where he is in relation to Yamato, who's rushing to the armory, and she runs into the number Rookie, right? And she tells Fuga, who's following her, to pretty much, take care of a Rookie. And we see him pretty much, tackle Rookie as Rookie is sleeping. So it's kind of a dirty, it's a dirty attack. But Fugo pretty much tackles Rookie into the door that's, blocking the armory. And Yamato tells Fugo to, keep Rookie down. Like, restrain him. So, he don't become an obstacle to her. Then we cut to Usopp, who's protecting Kinemon and Okiku. And, he's pretty much keeping the Beast Pirates at bay, so, but we see Okiku and Kinemon pretty much, tell Usopp, hey, get out of here, save the other one. But we see Usopp deliver a little passionate speech that only Usopp could give, and he talks about how he runs away and survives, and it doesn't matter how he looks doing it. It's just the fact that he survives. And we see a mysterious figure that we right? We soon discover it's Ezel, of course, and he shoots all the pirates that's around Usopp, and he goes to check on Kiku, and pretty much say, he's pretty much saying like, Usopp's right. He even calls him God Usopp. He says, hey, he said, take them to safety, God Usopp. And Usopp's like, what? You know who I am? And he pretty much grabs Kinemon and Okiku, and what it was the Hamlet, the giraffe smile fruit user, is pretty much helping Usopp. I guess Usopp grabs Kinemon's body, and Hamlet grabs Okiku's body. Next, we cut to Raizo's fight with Fukurokoju, and they both have a paralysis jutsu on each other. But the fire is spreading as they got this jutsu on each other. And it's spreading to Raizo a lot faster than Fukurokoju. But, Raizo is still refusing to let the heat bother him and release this jutsu. Next, we cut to Orochi, who's pretty much laying down right next to Kamarasaki, or who we know to be Hiyori. And she's still kind of leading Orochi on. I'm kind of waiting for her to eventually kind of, make her move. But, she's still playing along and leading Orochi along, to her, this secret alias that she has that Orochi still believe her to be in Kamarasaki. So next we cut to Apu running along with I'm trying to think of find the number's name. Enby. He was one of the numbers that was sitting along with Apu and Fuga, and there was a third one. I don't remember his name. Zenki, I think it was Zenki, Fuga, and Enby. So we see Apu basically running away from the fight with CP0. And, he apologized. He says, sorry, Zanki, and so long, Drake. So he pretty much bailed on Drake. He wasn't trying to have that with them CP0 agents. And then we cut the Zenki getting pretty much put down by the CP0 agents. And we also see Drake, who's down and out for the count, looks to be. So, both Zenki and Drake have been defeated by these CP0 agents, but Apu ran away before he could be defeated. He realized that it was a losing effort, so he ran away. We got Shane Burns in the chat, says, afternoon anime fam. What's up, Shane? How you doing? Glad you're able to make it to the stream. Today was different. The chapter officially released. I usually like doing these on Sundays, but the chapter officially released today. I know that the scan's been released since about 2 weeks ago, but Shonen Jump dropped it today, so that's why we're doing it today. But so don't get used to doing these. Don't get used to me doing these One Piece chapters on Mondays. I do them whenever the official chapter releases, and it just happens to be Monday, but it's usually Sunday, so it's usually Sunday at around this time, but today is going to be Monday. All right. So, all right, yeah. So the CP0 agents are still trying to capture Robin. We see that Sanji's pretty much out. Zoro's pretty much out. Killer's still up and about, and Beppo, which I don't know why they show Beppo, because Beppo ain't really been doing much this arc, but we see he's still in action, and Law and Kid are still fighting Big Mom. And I'm guessing Killer will probably go and join Big Mom or join Law and Killer, or Law and Kid, not Law and Killer, Law and Kid. And then we cut to Luffy versus Kaido. And so yeah, so we see Kaido pretty much, like we see it's a lot going on. You know, Kaido blocks a kick from Luffy, and then it looks like he bashes Luffy in the head, but I don't know if Luffy tanks it or if he's blocking it. It looks like Luffy just tanking it, right? And but it doesn't put Luffy down, because the next panel we see Luffy hitting Kaido with a rock gun, and then they both fall to the ground, and they're both wheezing and huffing, but we still get Kaido laughing, talking about water, 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 water. And then Luffy gets up and now he's laughing, but Luffy got a normal laugh. I wonder why Oda don't give Luffy like some creative laugh, like I thought his laugh used to be the like the kind of like like I've seen Luffy do that before a few times, but I'm surprised he gave Luffy a normal laugh, and they both get up. Luffy's talking about, I'm having fun now. And even Kaido says, so am I. So Kaido's enjoying himself just as much as Luffy is. Kaido finally got somebody who can stand up to him. A challenge. All right, so looking at the chat, Shane Burns says, no worries. 1036 surprised me when it released. Yeah. Yeah, it does that. Sometimes when Oda has these breaks, especially especially around like the holiday breaks. Like he usually has a break, but the chapter usually comes around. It's usually released like that week of the break, but then like that Sunday, we don't get it. We don't get another chapter until after the official release. So I mean, it was still a 2 week break for everybody. It's just the scans kind of dropped a week earlier, but you still had to wait a week. Like you didn't get a chapter last week, but got a chapter 2 weeks ago, as opposed to we got a chapter the Sunday's chapter we got today. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so let's get to some of the takeaways I got from this chapter. This stream is going to be pretty short. I think most of the chapter was a lot of action, so just kind of skim through the action. So first I kind of want to go in the I want to talk about the beginning of the chapter, where we get the flashback with King and Kaido. And Kaido asks King. Let me go back. So Kaido pretty much asks King, like, hey, you think I'm Joy Boy, right? So this is like confirming that King knows, he's familiar with who Joy Boy is, and from what we know, Joy Boy isn't really the existence of Joy Boy isn't really well known, I would think, so like we know that Luffy and the crew, they kind of discovered the name Joy Boy in Fishman Island. If correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in the chat, but that was the first time Joy Boy was really mentioned in the series. It was Fishman Island when he had that apology. And King though, Shane says you think King told Kaido about Joy Boy. Mm, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so because the reason why I say I don't think so is because how Kaido asked. He said, "Oh, so you think I'm Joy Boy?" Kind of inferring like he already know who he was, but you got this guy asking me if I'm him. It's not like he was asking like, "Oh, who's Joy Boy" or anything. He was just like, "Oh, so you think I'm Joy Boy?" Like, so it was the way he asked King. He kind of asked him in a way is like he also knew who Joy Boy was, and so he's kind of flattered that King would compare him to somebody like Joy Boy. That's kind of how I got that. But I mean, I don't know. I feel as though if Kaido didn't know who Joy Boy is, he would have asked King about Joy Boy. But I'm kind of more on the fence of how King knew who Joy Boy was. Because it don't seem like Kaido told him. It seemed like King knew who Joy Boy was, you know, previous to Kaido. You know, but then again, when you look at that panel, King is an adult, and compared to when Kaido first met King, King was a kid. He was a child, and in this panel, he's an adult. So maybe Kaido kind of shared information to King about Joy Boy, and and at this point King knows a lot about Joy Boy, and he's kind of looking at Kaido as Joy Boy. But I will also think that maybe King being a Lunarian, maybe he was taught about Joy Boy as a child. Maybe his parents taught him, talked to him about Joy Boy, or his grandparents, or whoever was around to teach King while King was still a kid. Maybe they taught King about Joy Boy. If not, maybe Kaido taught King about Joy Boy. Shane says, "I'm not sure when King says legends are legends," is the comment that made me think King was the one who informed Kaido of the legend. Let me pull that up. Really, it said okay. So it says I'm repeat the dialogue. It says, "You think I'm Joy Boy? Is the world I'm creating really the one you wished for? Worororo. Legends are legends. That is all. No, I seek nothing from you anymore. My life belongs to you. Just continue to be the strongest there is." I don't know. I don't really know if I get I don't know if I get that from the dialogue. If I get like King telling Kaido about Joy Boy. I mean, that could be the case though. I don't know, but that's not really what I get. It just like maybe if you could dive into your what you mean, maybe you could convince me, but legends are legends, that is all. You know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe King did tell Kaido about Joy Boy like previously from this conversation. That could be the case. But I would personally think that Kaido might have known about Joy Boy from being around Rocks D Zebek. You know what I mean? Like I think because he was a cabin boy for Rocks D Zebek, so he probably even got information that some of the other Rock's Pirates didn't get, because him having to be around Zebek all the time. I don't know if I think I would think that maybe Kaido heard the name Joy Boy from Zebek before. And Shane says, I mean, it could be rocks, but I'm just spitballing, really. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to know how like, because to me, I feel as though from what we know of Kaido and from what we know of King, there's more evidence pointing that Kaido could have known about Joy Boy, you know, previously from King, previously from meeting King because he was under the Rocks Pirates, and I look at Rocks Dizabek as somebody probably knew a lot of secrets of the world. He's kind of like Blackbeard, and I think he knew more than he should have, and that's why he aspired to be the king of the world. So Kaido being around somebody like him, I could see him possibly learning of Joy Boy's existence, but King knows, like, how would King have known? How would King have learned about Joy Boy? Now I think him being a Lunarian might actually him being a Lunarian and Lunarians being kind of a mysterious race who is extinct at this point, but may have been around since like the Void Century. Maybe the legend of Joy Boy could have kind of been passed down from Lunarian to Lunarian. Because I would believe that the Lunarians were a key player in the ancient kingdom, or at least the Void Century, at least in that era. So yeah, I don't know. My question would be is how does King know about Joy Boy? If we're talking about that specific conversation, but yeah, you could be right though. King did tell Kaido, or maybe he did teach Kaido about Joy Boy. Shane Burns said, I agree on that. I feel like King and Robin were in similar situations. He learned from stories in his village or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. I kind of like the idea of them both possibly knowing about Joy Boy before meeting each other. And, that's how that conversation came about. Like, oh, you're familiar with Joy Boy as well. You think I'm Joy Boy? Oh, I'm flattered. Because to me, Kaido, when he said that, he said it like he was flattered. He was flattered that King would compare him to Joy Boy. That's kind of what I got from it. All right, so next I want to talk about Momonosuke. Having to step up. Like Momonosuke has to step. Like I think we're getting to the point that Momonosuke may have to step up because we see that if Kaido is indeed defeated, his clouds will most likely dissipate, and that will leave Onigashima in a state where it's going to fall onto the flower capital. Like that's where we're at this point. If Kaido is defeated soon, Onigashima will fall. Not lightly be placed, but it will indeed fall into the flower capital. Not only will that kill people of the flower capital, like a lot of people in the flower capital, it will kill a lot of people on Onigashima. Plus you got all the explosives that Yamato is trying to do something about, and that Kazunbo is also going for it too. I don't know if Kazunbo is consciously going towards the explosives or if he's just going in that direction. I don't know. So, but either way, I think we're at a point where Momonosuke is going to have to step up. He's going to have to do something amazing. He's going to have to either find the strength to create enough clouds that are going to be able to hold Onigashima, or he might even have to push it. he might have to use his dragon form to try to divert Onigashima. But either way, this is going to be a defining moment for Momonosuke. I've talked a lot about Momonosuke having that one defining moment. Kind of like how we see Odin, when Odin, the hour of legends, when he had to hold up his crew from that boiling pot of oil, and then eventually he like threw them out and they escaped, and that's pretty much when Odin was executed. So yeah, I think this may be Momonosuke's defining moment. He has to pretty much save the Flower Capital and save everyone on Onigashima. And this might be considered a bigger moment than Odin's moment. Even though Odin's moment was more badass, this is going to be a bigger moment because he has a lot more lives on the line, as well as his allies on Onigashima. Like, he has their lives as well. All right, Shane says they definitely need everything to happen at exactly the right time. Hope Oda makes it work cohesively and gives our boy Momo a moment to truly shine. Yeah, I think that's probably how it's going to happen. Like, I think Kaido, because it's looking like that Kaido is like this bat. It's looking like this battle is winding down at this point, and you know, it's going to get to a point where I'm gonna have to eat some crow because I've always been on the. I've always said that I hope, like, I want Kaido to not really go down in the 1-on-1 with Luffy. Like, I I've been on I've stated a lot that I hope that Kaido either wins the fight with Luffy, or he has to make like a retreat of some sorts where he has to like leave. Like let's say Kaido, like, you know what, I'm about to lose, so I'm leaving. And then and the reason why I want that is because I want to see Kaido again. I want to see Kaido, like, this big war that we might have. I want to see Kaido at that war. But I want to see all the Yonko at this war. I want to see Big Mom, Kaido, Blackbeard, Shanks, all at this one war, and then we have Luffy there, kind of like saying, "I officially arrived." So, like, I kind of don't want Kaido to win, but it's looking like that's probably most likely going to happen. I've said, I've stated that if Kaido does lose, because I knew that was going to be the biggest possibility, him losing in Wano. Even though I've stated that, I've been on record saying that, I would rather see Kaido win or retreat. I said if Kaido does go down indeed in this arc, like, for good, I will hope that it's like all of the supernova fighting him, or at least, multiple people fighting him, or Big Mom betrays Kaido. And as of now, it's looking like Luffy might win. This might be a 1v1 win for Luffy. Which makes sense. I thought this was a likely possibility as well. It's not the possibility that I wanted, but that's just me. But it's looking like Luffy might defeat Kaido soon in the next few chapters, possibly. Let me see what Shane says. He says, "I want Kaido to change his mind." What you mean? Change his mind about like Onigashima, or about fighting Luffy? Like, you want him to like, you know what? Like, him kind of just give up, I guess. In a way, is that what you mean? Like he won't like just stop fighting Luffy and be like, you know what, you gain my respect. I'll leave Wano. Is that what you mean? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the likelihood of that. Because it seemed like Kaido wants to be killed. So, based off Kaido's character, he seems like he really does want to be like killed in a major fight. And to him, this might be his opportunity to die honorably. Die in some spectacular fashion. And then you say, what I mean is he will decide a different goal. I also think outside of Wano, there is a war happening already. That's a whole different discussion, though. That's just what I like to see in a nutshell. So as far as his goal, you mean just occupying Wano? Is that what you mean? I don't know if he would change his mind because kind of the same reason why, like, while my theory of him retreating falls apart is because Kaido's character kind of been established as wanting to die in a spectacular fashion. He even say like, it's about how somebody dies. So like maybe his goal could change, but I don't think he will pull out of this fight at this point. I don't think that means he's going to pull out this fight. So I don't know. But as far as another war, yeah, there is definitely another war that's being built. Because you gotta look at everything going on with Sabo and the revolutionaries. You gotta look at what's going on with the Shichibukai. You know, you know, yeah. So like a lot of people are making moves. What's going on with Blackbeard? Like he's on the move for something. You know, and Blackbeard's another way that I kind of would have liked to see Kaido get defeated. Like not necessarily Kaido getting defeated, but maybe Blackbeard comes along and steals Luffy shine before Luffy could win. He steals Luffy shine and he comes to take Kaido's devil fruit. And why do I like that idea? Is because think of Blackbeard having a dragon devil fruit. So possibly having the strongest zone devil fruit, possibly having the strongest Logia devil fruit, and having the strongest Promethea devil fruit. So that would really put Blackbeard at like a unbeatable end game fight, But that's just me. That I kind of like that most, like that idea the most of Kaido being defeated. Plus, it will also kind of take away this idea of Kaido getting an honorable death, because if Blackbeard comes behind Kaido and like somehow, I don't know, like use his devil fruit to nullify Kaido's devil fruit and then just like stabs him with that knife that we know to take devil fruits. He just rips Kaido, like he does all this while Kaido's not even expecting it, and Blackbeard does that. That'd be wild. Plus, I would like to see Moria, since Moria's with Blackbeard. I would like to see Gecko Moria, like talk to Kaido. Like I would like to see him confront Kaido, and another reason why I want this, like I know I'm just adding reason, because this is the reason why I like the whole Blackbeard like interrupting Luffy and Kaido's fight. Like if let's say before Blackbeard gets there, like we see Moria, right? We see Gecko Moria. He shows up and he allies with Luffy. Maybe temporarily ally just to defeat Kaido. Like his goal is to defeat Kaido, and while Blackbeard's kind of in the shadows waiting and biding his time, his opportunity. But we see Moria and he has like a whole supply of shadows with him, and he just stuffs all these shadows in Luffy, and we get like a nightmare, a Gear 4 nightmare Luffy. Like that'd be wild. A Gear 4 nightmare Luffy, and then like this boost could potentially like make Luffy uh give Luffy what he needs to actually defeat Kaido, right? You know, because at this point Luffy is kind of, you know, we see Luffy inching towards Kaido, right? As far as this fight being more even, like I would say Luffy is kind of bridging that gap at this point. So if he gets that type of boost, that could potentially make him strong enough to defeat Kaido. And if that's the case, that might make him strong enough to weaken Kaido to set up for Blackbeard, like Blackbeard's arrival. So, you know, I know I just said a lot, but you know, that's kind of why I, you know, that's kind of why, you know, like I think there's other ways Kaido can be defeated without it being a 1-on-1. And I know a lot of people believe, you know, Luffy needs that 1v1, that big victory. But I just don't want to. I just don't want Kaido to have to be that victory. I like Kaido, man. I'm a little selfish. I'm a little selfish. I like Kaido. All right. Looking at the chat, you said I kind of mean that, not give up, but see something different and still decide to give his defeat gloriously. I don't know. You know, I think Kaido's having too much fun right now. I don't think he wants to like like admit defeat at this point in the game. You know, even if he does like grow a level of respect for Luffy, I don't. I think he wants to ride this fight out. You know, I think he would want to ride this fight out. I mean, I guess he could like I guess he could change his goals, and you know, maybe at the end of the fight he could be like, you know what, you know, I admit defeat. Like you beat me. Uh, so I'm a leave Wano. You know, like it could be a case like that. You know, and you said kind of similar to Katakuri is my best comparison. Yeah, like I don't know. I think he wants to fight this whole fight out, you know. And I mean, I guess I see what you mean though. I guess that's likely. I guess that could happen. You know, even like he still fights the full fight out, and then at the end he's like, "Hey, you know, you won. You know, you won. You know, I'll leave Wano." Like it could be like that. That could definitely be the case. Then you said Gear 4 Nightmare Luffy. You heard it here first, folks. Now I'm not gonna take credit to that. I don't. I wasn't the first person to say like bring up a Gear 4 Nightmare Luffy. I wasn't even the first person to come up with the idea of Blackbeard interrupting that fight. You know, like I might. I think King of Lightning, King, said something about that. Maybe somebody else have said something about that, but I wasn't the first person to come up with that theory. So, you know, I don't want to take full credit, but it is a theory that I like and that I feel as though would be the dopest for me. Me personally, I think it would be the dopest route to go to have Blackbeard come there with Gecko Moria, and because we don't know what Blackbeard is doing. You know, it could be. I don't know if he's coming to Wano at this point. I don't know if that theory is the most likely at this point, but like before Wano came, you know, I like that theory because one, it gives Gecko Moria, like we know he has this feud with Kaido, right? We know he doesn't like Kaido, you know, so it will give, we will have a encounter, I guess, or we have an encounter with those two, and possibly a short-lived alliance with Gecko Moria and Luffy to take the team up against Kaido, and it's it's like a roundabout way of having Kaido be defeated without saying he lost in a 1v1 fight, you know. So still keeping that legend, but at the same time, if he dies, because Blackbeard takes his devil fruit, it also gives this idea that Kaido never gets that honorable fight, that honorable death that, let's say, Whitebeard got, or that Odin got, or Goldie Roger got. You know, because I was talking to somebody, and their idea is Blackbeard or Kaido, not Blackbeard, that Kaido will have a dishonorable death. You know, like a death that, like, not a maybe not a dishonorable death, but a non-spectacular death. Because we know Kaido wants, you know, I meant the case that they made was Kaido's dream is to have a spectacular death, right? And that Luffy has a habit of spoiling the dreams of his enemies. So if you have a dream, Luffy comes along and just erases that. So, you know, Luffy would kind of be like stopping that dream from occurring, even though it's not necessarily Luffy, it'd be Blackbeard this time. So, but still, the fact that Kaido is Luffy's enemy, you know, his dream is spoiled. So, you know, I think that'd be a creative way to deal with Kaido's defeat. Shane says, "Oh, he got ride the fight out. I'm talking afterwards." Yeah, I agree with you on that. You said, "I don't care." You said it first. Ha ha ha. If you wanna give me credit to that, I'll take it. I guess I'll take it. All right. So next, I want to talk about Izo. I want to talk about Izo knowing and acknowledging the legend of God Usopp. I needed a petty moment in this stream. I needed a petty moment, but it was the part where Izo calls Usopp God Usopp was it was hilarious to me, because what I want to know is, how did Izo hear of God Usopp? Like, where did he hear that from? Like, he must know somebody in Dressrosa, or maybe at this point in the story, like, God Usopp's legend is actually spreading all around the world. So Izo heard of that, and you know, he finally meets Usopp, and he's like, hey, you know, he bows down to the God himself. I thought that was a dope moment, though. I had to bring that up. Shane says, "Yeah, I see what you mean. Kaido probably won't get his death he wants. It'll be fire if Blackbeard came in, although repetitive." I mean, but that's kind of, you know, you could say a lot of things in the story is repetitive, you know. But I think, to me, Luffy winning every fight at the end of every arc is repetitive, but you know, it happens because you have to move the story along. But I mean, I get it, you know, and a lot of people say Blackbeard having Kaido's devil fruit would be repetitive. I don't think so. You know, I definitely disagree with that, because I think Blackbeard wouldn't be using Kaido's devil fruit in the way Kaido uses it, because the difference between Blackbeard having that devil fruit versus Kaido having that devil fruit, Blackbeard also has two other devil fruits to add to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Blackbeard would be in his dragon form while being able to cause he could, you know how Kaido has dragon breath? Blackbeard could have like a darkness dragon breath, you know, where he shoots fire or he shoots dark, like he shoots darkness out, or he shoots, let's say he shoots thunder or earth, he shoots tremor blast out, you know what I'm saying? So I think how he would use it in conjunction to his other devil fruit abilities will make him using it vastly different from Kaido. You know, if that's what you're talking about repetitive, or if you're talking about him, you know, how he killed Whitebeard, you know, being repetitive, which, you know, I could agree with that as well too. It just goes to his character, you know. It would go to his character. He's an opportunist, you know, so he's gonna wait. He's gonna buy this time. He's a opportunist, and he's devil fruit collecting. So him wanting somebody like Kaido's devil fruit would make sense in my opinion. You know, Kaido having possibly one of the strongest devil fruits. You know, especially zone at least. You know, now if Kaido does indeed have the strongest zone devil fruit, you know, we already know that Blackbeard has the strongest Logia, you know, strongest. I don't know if I would say it's the strongest, but you know, he kind of, you know, like I think he gassed it up to be the strongest Logia. And then you got the Goro Goro no Mi, which is probably the strongest Promethea as far as destructive, you know, as far as destructive. So having the possibly strongest zone devil fruit, and the reason why I think he would get Kaido's devil fruit is because I still think, you know, we know he has two devil fruits, but I believe he could. I believe that Blackbeard could have three devil fruits if he doesn't already have a third devil fruit that we don't know yet. You know, let's say his third devil fruit that we don't know is you know, I think one theory that I came up with earlier was he had like a zone devil fruit that's hippo, right? And because hippos have they have three chamber stomachs. So if he has this hippo devil fruit, and he, you know, that hippo devil fruit will give him three stomachs. So he had one stomach for the hippo devil fruit, and then two other for the Yami Yami no Mi and the Goro Goro no Mi, you know, or the Cerebrus devil fruit, you know, one of them two, you know, or Kraken. I heard of the Kraken devil fruit. So if he has those, then, you know, maybe, you know, like if he does have that hippo devil fruit, maybe he just never showed it. But I will also think, I would think he would have showed it by now, you know. Why not show it? You know, why wouldn't he show it? You know, so I kind of think that he doesn't have another devil fruit. It's just his uniqueness of his body that gives him this ability. And so I think he may be capable of having a third devil fruit. And why not get a dragon devil fruit? You know, why not get the dragon devil fruit of all devil fruits? You know, as far as zone, as far as zone devil fruits, I think that's probably the most powerful. Maybe Sengoku, because he got the Buddha devil fruit. So I mean that could potentially be one of the most powerful as well. But I would think Kaido's might be. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people might feel as though it's repetitive, but I think it's I think it will really, you know, add to Blackbeard. You know, we already know his theme is three. He got three skulls on his devil is Jolly Roger. Like I said, Blackbeard's animal he's based off is the hippo. Hippos have three chamber stomachs. he carries around 3 pistols. I mean, I know that's just kind of, that is what it is. That's not evidence or nothing, but yeah, I think Blackbeard might have room for one more devil fruit, and I just think Kaido's would probably be the best for him. You know, uh, Shane says he says God Usopp in the house. Hell yeah, respect it. Put that respect on his name. And then he says, it would be like Blackbeard to do that would be his style. So I agree with you. It would make sense if it happened. Yeah, I mean, but again, I don't know. I think at this point in the game, I don't know if it's going to happen. You know, I think he would have been in Wano by now, and if it was, I mean, he could always be like, surprise, I'm here. But I think Moria would have at least appeared by now. Because remember, Gecko Moria is with Blackbeard, and we know he has a feud with Kaido. So I mean, if Blackbeard is going to be in Wano, I don't know why Gecko Moria wouldn't face Kaido at some point. But I mean, it's still possible though. He still could show up. He could show up and give turn Blackbeard into like a nightmare Blackbeard. I don't know. And then he said his or dragon's fruit, although we have no info evidence that proves this, it could be the top mythical zone fruit. You talking about dragon? Monkey D. Dragon? I don't know, man. Like, a lot of people, I don't even know if Dragon has a devil fruit. A lot of people believe he has like a weather devil fruit. And if that is the case, if Monkey D. Dragon does have a weather devil fruit, I would see it more as a Promethea devil fruit. I mean, it could be his own. Like, let's say Kaido is an Eastern dragon and Monkey D. Dragon is a more of a Western dragon. I mean, that could be the case, and maybe he controls weather, and maybe he controls the weather in his dragon form. I don't know. I don't really like touching dragon. Like Monkey D. Dragons topics too much because a lot of people kind of assume things. It goes past speculation at some point with some people to where it's like, oh yeah, Monkey D. Dragon does have a devil fruit. It's like, we don't know that. Even though, there's a lot of stuff you could say support it. Yeah, that's true. But it's like, like the weather happens to be bad everywhere he goes. But, I mean, I'm not putting it past Dragon having a devil fruit, but I don't know. All right, so we talked about how the God Usopp was acknowledged for the god he is by Izo. Now let's talk about Hiyori and Orochi. All right, Hiyori and Orochi. When is Hiyori gonna make that move? I really wanted to talk about this because this is something that I've kind of been talking about for a while. Like I've talked to people. I talked to people about it before when Kaido supposedly executed Orochi. Like when he killed Orochi. Come to find out Orochi was still alive. And, there was a time where people thought Orochi was dead. And, I per se didn't believe that. For 2 reasons, I didn't believe that. First reason, I didn't believe Orochi was dead because Kaido decapitated Orochi, right? And we know that Orochi has multiple heads. Him being having that Hydra devil fruit. Orochi has multiple heads, so cutting one head off, he still got other heads to take that place. So I didn't believe Orochi was dead. Now, if he got stabbed or something, or like sliced, like vertically sliced, or even just like his body got sliced, then maybe I would have believed it. But the how Kaido killed him, I was like, I don't believe it. I don't believe, you know, he's dead because he got his head cut off, but he has a multi head devil fruit. So that, and I also believe that if Orochi was going to be defeated, it had to be by the hands of one of the retainers, be it Kinemon, Denjiro, Ashra, Kiku, Izo, Kawamatsu, Inu, Neko. One of them had to defeat him, or it had to be Momonosuke or Hiyori. And I would have thought it would have been better if it was Momonosuke or Hiyori. Because they're the offspring of Kaido, or not Kaido, Odin. They're the offspring of Odin. So it's more like they're getting that justice for their dad. And what do we see? We see Orochi, laying up next to Hiyori, who he still believes to be Kamasaki, and in love with. He believes that she loves him. Little do he know that Hiyori has been itching to kill him for the longest. and to me, this moment, it all that culminated to this moment of Hiyori pretty much buttering Orochi up and eventually assassinating him, And I believe that she might, she's going to reveal who she is before killing him, like some type of reveal, like, hey, remember Odin? That man Odin you killed, whatever. Oh, yeah, that's my dad. And then just like stabs him in the heart. Shane says, I believe in next year we will learn more info on Revolutionary Army. I would like to know what Hiyori knows of history. When you say next year, are you talking about this new year, 2022, or are you talking 2023? And as far as Hiyori knowing the history, okay, what history are you talking about with Hiyori? You talking Wino's history, or are you talking ancient kingdom type history? Like, because if we talking ancient kingdom void century history, I don't know if she would know much of any of it. I don't know if Odin really talked to her about like a lot of stuff about the ancient kingdom or about the Koski clan, because she was young. She was young when he died. And I don't know if she would have really been able to understand all that. And as far as like who in Wano would be around to have taught her all these things, I mean, I guess Denjiro, but I don't know if Denjiro knows a lot about history as well. But like, because you gotta understand, she's been in Wano. Wano has been pretty closed off from the rest of the world. And as far as, I think there may be a limited amount of people who know anything about the history of Wano when it comes to like void century stuff. So I don't know how she would know, like if you're talking about the history of Wano, I think she could know potentially a lot, because she was pretty much raised by Denjiro, ever since she left Kawamatsu, she was with Denjiro up until becoming a young lady, young woman. Shane says, I think 2023, most likely. Yeah, I mean, or it could be this year, honestly. Like, once Wano in, we could see what the Revolutionary are doing. to get Sabo back, to rescue Sabo. So I mean, yeah, I agree. Could be as late. I would think at most next year, but I think it's possible we could get some more information on the revolutionaries this year, possibly. And he said ancient kingdom and legends. I don't know though how much was she around her mother. Yeah, again, I don't know. You know, because I did forget about Toki. I forgot about Toki because she was from the past. But like I said, I don't know. Like I don't know if she would have been old enough to really understand. Like let's say if Toki was telling her about history, I don't know if she would have been able to understand at such a young age about like especially if because you gotta think about it. It was probably a lot of stuff about the ancient kingdom and the void centuries, but and I think she would have been too young to really be able to take all that information and you know really understand it. He said, I don't know how much she was around her mother. Who protected the journal as well? I don't believe that's been specified who protected Odin's journal. Where was Hiyori during that? I can't remember off head of. Oh yeah, no, it was explained who had Odin's journal. After he was executed, Yamato picked it up. Remember, Yamato had Odin's journal this whole time, and she just recently gave it to. Not recently, but like one of the chapters last year. I want to say chapter 1000. Chapter 1000, or was it 1001? I think it was 1000 because that's when she was talking about Ace and stuff, or she was thinking about Ace. So yeah, Yamato had Odin's journal the whole time, and she gave it to Momonosuke in chapter 1000. So yeah, Cube said, "Sup, sup, sup, my guy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Cube." And then Shane says, "I think Hiyori would be perfect person to lead to Orochi's demise." Hey, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You know, because I've said that. I've said that. That's why I didn't. That's why I was having a debate with some people and they was talking about how Orochi was dead and how there was no need for Orochi at that point in the story, and I completely disagreed with that. I'm like, no, I think Orochi needs to be defeated by either uh one of the Koski offspring, or he needs to be defeated by one of the retainers. Him dying from Kaido is kind of a anticlimactic way to go out. I mean, it was a dope moment. Don't get me wrong, but it just would be a weak way to go out. I think Hiyori and Momonosuke needs that type of closure. They need the closure of seeing Orochi defeated. You know, either by their own hands or through their retainers. And Shane says Yamato found it safe after the fire. What I'm on about is who made sure Yamato was able to gain it. I feel like that was explained, but I can't I don't know off the top of my head. So I don't know who I don't know who how it got to. I thought she picked it up during the execution. That's what I thought. I don't know. I would have to look. Um Cube says, "So what are you theorizing about?" I'm not theorizing anything right at the moment. We just kind of discussing chapter 1 1036. We're That's how we're doing. We're just talking about that and going off on some tangents, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know how. I feel as though that was explained though, wasn't it? It wasn't explained. Like, I thought Hiyori picked up, or not Hiyori. I thought Yamato picked up the journal during the execution. But I mean, I might be wrong about that. But if that is the case, that it was found in the Odin's castle, then I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Shane Burns said no theory. Right now we are talking about Hiyori. She appeared in chapter 1036. Welcome to the chat, Cube homie. And Shane said, Cube, my bad. And then Cube says, sup and thanks. Cube said, I thought that Yamato found it randomly after the fire. Yeah, I would probably. I'm gonna tell you what Cube said, because he usually his memory is a lot better than mine. I'll tell you that. Some of the discussions we had, his memory is a lot better than mine. And it says, but it does make sense that somebody left it for her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I personally thought she found it at the execution, but yeah, I guess it was after the fire. And then Shane said the logbooks was salvaged from the burning Odin castle in Kuri after Odin's execution 20 years ago, and discovered in the river by Yamato. It subsequently remained in Yamato's possession for the next 20 years, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they found that, really. Or I don't know who would have moved it. You sure, like, maybe Odin didn't hide it somewhere and that was the location Yamato found it, maybe? Like, maybe before Odin. I don't know. Shane said Momonosuke years before being passed down to Odin's son. I'm not sure what you repeating. Momonosuke years before being passed down to Odin's son. Momonosuke years before being passed down to Odin's son. Momonosuke. I don't know what I don't know what you're going on about, Shane. So okay, so he said years before being passed down to Odin's son Momonosuke. I don't know. Maybe it was a daimyo or something. Maybe one of the daimyo was trying to get it somewhere, and maybe they had to hide it because they was getting caught. Or I don't know. Anything I say is just pure speculation at this point. you know. Maybe it could have been like Yasui or something. Maybe Yasui was trying to hide it or get it to somebody, and maybe he had to stash it somewhere. That's basis of what I found. Sorry about the repeat wording. That was weird. And then Cube said it could Oda style to show that Odin's will was passed down to Yamato, same way as Roger Straw Hat was passed down to Luffy through Shanks. It could be. And then Shane says basically Yamato giving Momo the journal. That's all. Yeah, Yamato was just kind of used as she was just a vessel for getting the Odin journal into Momonosuke's hands. As far as plot wise, that's what she was used. But let me talk about the last topic, and then we continue this chat. But I'm gonna talk about the last chap. The last topic of the chapter is Apu. Apu being, to me, Apu is the wild card of the arc, right? We seen how he had a temporary alliance on X Drake, but he betrayed him like right after. I mean, he did. He betrayed him, but it was more like he just abandoned Drake. He was like, you know what, whatever. You go ahead and get defeated, Drake. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about you no more. But my where I wanna go with this is, what's Apu's purpose? Like, what is his purpose in this arc? Because he's been having a lot of moments. Like he's still up, he's still around. Even we see Drake. Drake was defeated by CP0, and Drake looks like he's down and out for the count. But Apu is still active. At this point, why is Apu still active? What is his purpose? We know that he's really not loyal to anybody. He's willing to betray anybody as he sees fit. But like, what's the end game for Apu in this arc? Like, what do you guys think Apu's purpose is in this arc? Because I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping maybe he might help Luffy, but he might also betray Luffy. He could help Kaido, maybe betray Kaido. Like, Apu is definitely he's like the odd man out in this arc, because at first I was thinking Hawkins was the odd man out, but Hawkins was defeated by a killer. So I don't know if he's coming back anytime this arc, but he's pretty much defeated. But it's like, what about Apu though? What's his purpose? Sneaky Noah King, welcome to the stream, Sneaky Noah King. He said Apu is a funny man. He indeed is, But it's like, he's kind of giving me Caribou vibes, where he just kind of sticks around, and he just this sneaky guy that just sticks around and is never really out of the game. But I feel as though Apu has something. Like, I feel as though Apu has a purpose. It's just narrowing it down to what it is. Is kind of my is what's been like on my mind. Like, I was kind of hoping him and X Drake defeated the two CP0 agents, but he ended up leaving X Drake to get defeated. Cube says, I feel like Apu is the kind of character that will make sense in an arc or two. I agree with, I do agree with that, and maybe Apu doesn't have a like, maybe he doesn't do anything. Maybe he just kind of escapes. Maybe like Buggy, where he just kind of escapes. He just kind of rolls along the river until his chance to get off the boat and escape appears. You know what I'm saying? We got Truth Seeker. Welcome to the stream, Truth Seeker. Apu is a pirate. He's playing it right. No need to be honorable. Hey, I completely agree with you. And a lot of people don't like me for this, but I actually like Apu. I like Apu as a character because like I've even made some I made some posts kind of baiting people just to kind of shake things up. But Apu, I like Apu because he's exactly what you expect from a pirate. This is a series about pirates, and he's doing pirate stuff. He's betraying people. He's manipulating situations to eventually survive. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, you hit that nail on the head. And that might be his role altogether. It might not be to impact anything. It's just to survive, to survive until maybe the next arc, like Cube said. Maybe in the next arc or two, maybe that's when we see Apu um, act on something. But I would honestly like to see Apu possibly like team up with Blackbeard because they're kind of similar. Like to me, Blackbeard is kind of like, well, I can't say that because I was gonna say Apu is the Blackbeard of the Supernova, but technically Blackbeard is the Blackbeard of the Supernova because he is technically a supernova. Or is this a supernova or worse? Is he? Somebody tell me. Is he supernova or is he worst generation? Cause I know he's one of them. I don't think he's both of them, but I know he's one of them. Somebody let me know. And okay, so Cube said, "Do you guys talk about King's extra flashback? Because it made me think about something. We we did talk about it, but what does it make you think about? You know, we talked earlier about how King knew about Joy Boy, and my question was, how does King know about Joy Boy? I think Shane said something about King possibly telling Kaido about Joy Boy, and I personally believe that Kaido probably already knew about Joy Boy. So like before King came around, but I don't know. I don't know. But we did talk about King. But what's up? What you got? Like what question you got about the King flashback? And Snake or Sneaky Noah King said Sneaky Noah King says Apu is an opportunist. He's an opportunist. Yeah, of course. Of course. Just just like Blackbeard. Just like Blackbeard. And Shane says Apu should be in Blackbeard's crew. Like I said, Shane. Remember I was talking about how Blackbeard possibly showing up in Wano. If that was indeed the case, if let's say Blackbeard still does show up in Wano, which I think it's kind of late for that. I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore. But if he still does show up in Wano, maybe him and Apu might meet, and Apu could potentially join his crew. Because from what I remember, Blackbeard has 10 Titanic captains, but he only has 9 though. But if you go to the One Piece Wikia, they're called the 10 Titanic captains, but he only has 9 captains. I mean, unless you count Akiji as one of the captains, then I guess he could be the 10th one. But if Akiji's not the 10th one, then that leaves room for a empty space that maybe Apu could fill. You know. Q said he's both. I kind of forget where you was talking about. Where he's what you're talking about. He's both. But Shane Burns said he's supernova because I think he proclaimed himself in that period. I'm not too sure though. That's just my two. Oh, okay. Q said he's both as supernova in worst generation. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I thought he was one though. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me look that up real quick, y'all. Just to get Blackbeard. All right, y'all, bear with me. So he is worst generation. He's part of the worst generation. I don't see supernova though. I don't see supernova. All right, so super rookie, also called supernova, is a term that is used to refer to any rookie pirate who has managed to earn a bounty of 100 million. Yeah, I don't think he's part of yeah, I don't think he's part of that. He's not part of the supernova. At least not officially, he's not. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it was because I think it was because when the supernova were introduced, he wasn't really known yet. I think he was what he was a warlord at that time when the supernova were introduced. So he didn't even have a bounty at that point, you know. And the supernova, from what I see, the supernova had to have like $100 million berry bounty in order to be classified as a supernova. And when we was introduced to the supernova, you know, Blackbeard wasn't really. He wasn't. He didn't have a. I don't even think he had a bounty at that point. Because remember, he captured Ace, gave Ace to the government, and became a warlord. But even before that, he was relatively unknown, like Blackbeard. All right, let me look at the chats. Ah man. Okay, Shane said he's supernova because I think he proclaimed himself in that period. I'm not too sure though. That's just my 2 cents. Nah, he's worst generation, but he's not supernova. Who started the worst generation and supernova stuff? Well, well again, let me kind of read what. Again, the supernova is a term that is used to refer to any rookie pirate who has managed to earn a bounty of over 100 million. And all the supernova is Luffy, Zoro, Beige, Bonnie, Hawkins, Apu, Kid, Drake, Rouge, Killer, and Law. And all the supernova from recent generations, you got Ace, Caribou, uh, Caribou's brother, Cavendish, and Bartholomew. And I think the worst generation is more like, that's they're just the worst generation, you know. It's because they're like, the worst generation. They're part of, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But all right, so it says the worst generation is a term that refers to 12 individuals consistent of the 11 top rookie pirates or the supernova that arrived at Sabaody archipelago before the Summit Wars of Marineford and the Emperor Blackbeard Marshal D. Teach. They are famous for the bold actions committed against the world government and have been bounties of over 100 million. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, but so Blackbeard is part of the worst generation, but he's not a supernova, and maybe that's because Blackbeard was already a pirate, maybe because he's been a pirate since a kid. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. But yeah, that's what it says. All right. So who started the worst generation and supernova stuff? Again, I don't know who actually started it. How Oda's introduction of Kaido was done in the way that we wouldn't see the similarities he had with Luffy, all the different ways he survived, all those executions of being captured. Yeah, they was pretty. It was like that flashback did kind of mirror a lot between like Luffy and Zoro. You know, like the fact that King said, you know, I will never be defeated, and the fact that uh, King looked at Kaido as almost a Joy Boy, even though Luffy's kind of the real reincarnation of Joy Boy. But yeah, there was some similarities. But it's kind of like that a lot in One Piece. There's a lot of similarities with a lot of characters. Uh, Cube said, if you think about it, Luffy did similar feats. He did. If you remember all the crazy things Luffy did, yeah, he went to Ennis Lobby. He broke an Impel down and escaped. Um, he first person to go in his lobby and declare war. Uh, went to Marineford and lived to tell. Lived to tell the tale. Sneaky Noah King says, "Yo, I'm thinking Rocks wasn't as bad as they said because he was trying to become king of the world and take down the world government. He probably knew about Joy Boy and the lost history and taught Kaido." I agree with you. I do think he probably taught Kaido a lot about the history of the world. I don't know if he taught everybody in his crew, but I think Kaido, because Kaido was a cabin boy, he might have been a lot closer with Rocks because he might have been working in Rock's cabin most of the time. So, you know, he might have learned, you know, like maybe Kaido seen some things or overheard Rocks talking about things. Or maybe Rocks even taught Kaido himself, you know. Maybe Rocks seen something special in Kaido and was like, "You're gonna be my heir, or you're gonna be my successor, or whatever." Um, as far as Rocks not being bad, look, I say bad is just a matter of perspective. Somebody look is going. Some people gonna look at Rocks as a villain. Some people gonna look at him as a hero. So bad and good is just a matter of perspective. Cube said in previous arcs, yeah, I guess you're talking about all the stuff Luffy did. And both were impressed by great pirates at a young age. Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to see more Kaido, though, before I can fully agree with that. Like, he was, you know, we got to see the impact Kaido left on other, on you know, like maybe a Kaido flashback. Shane says Apu could be the undoing of Blackbeard crew. Would be the perfect way for Blackbeard to be beat at his own game. I have no clue how that will play out. Uh, yeah, he could definitely betray him. You know, I think Blackbeard might. I think Luffy is going to defeat Blackbeard. You know, but maybe with Apu's help. You know, maybe Apu. I don't know what Apu is going to do, but if he doesn't do it, if he does indeed join the crew, then yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see, like, I could see him possibly betraying Blackbeard and leaving him vulnerable to be defeated. Cube says it makes me think Kaido was Zebek's Joy Boy, same way Luffy is for Shanks. Damn, that's pretty interesting. Being Zebek's Joy Boy. See, I don't know. I don't know. I feel as though Joy Boy could have potentially been an enemy to man, that wow. I never ah that got me, man, that just kind of opened my eyes. Like Zebek, I don't know. Maybe because I kind of would think Zebek probably thought he was Joy Boy. That's but we don't really know enough about Zebek, so it's hard to tell. But I would think Zebek would be kind of one of those type of people who who thinks highly of himself, and he might have considered himself Joy Boy. Okay, Sneaky Noah King says, also, I think when Kaido thought he couldn't change the world, he started drinking and wanted to kill himself and turned evil just like how Big Mom couldn't get all the races for her utopia she changed. I agree with you. I agree with that. You know, cuz again, like I say bad and good and bad is more of a perspective thing. You know, like villains, like a lot of villains in stories, they're the hero of their story. You know, like they don't think they're doing anything bad. A lot of them think that they're actually helping. You know, it's just how they go about things. You know, so like with Big Mom, you know, Big Mom has good intentions. You know, like a lot of stuff you see with Big Mom, she has good intentions. She tries to bring people together with her tea parties. You know, she she all she really wanted was a family. That's why she got so many kids. She wanted a family. You know, she ate Mother Caramel and the other kids, but she didn't realize it. You know, she didn't realize she ate them, but after eating them, she she thought they abandoned her, and then ever since then she'd been having abandonment issues. So I don't think Big Mom looks at herself as a bad person. I think most her intentions are good. It's just it's just how she goes about doing things and her naive nature, I would say. And Kaido, I don't think he's bad either. I don't think Kaido believes that. He I think Kaido more so just wants a glorious death. Kaido just wants that glorious death. Okay, yeah. And I think he also wants to kill himself because he wants to be like when you look at Roger, right? When you look at Roger, Roger had he had a memorable death, you know. You look at Odin had a memorable death. Then you look at Whitebeard, he had a memorable death. And these are guys that Kaido respects. You know what I'm saying? These are guys who Kaido respects. So he kind of want to fall in line with them. He wants to have that memorable death, but you know, maybe again, kind of to your point, maybe he also wants to die because he just feels though he failed at changing the world. So he wants to have a memorable death such as them because maybe if he has a memorable death, maybe he could almost impact the world as Roger did during his death. Because think about it, when Roger died, that's when the Great Pirate Era started, and people started looking for the One Piece. So if he has a memorable death, maybe he could have some type of impact on the world, such as Roger when he basically says, all my treasure is in one place, so go look for it. Or Whitebeard when he says the One Piece does exist, you know. But yeah, Cube said exactly. He said Rock's pirates could be the Straw Hats if they couldn't achieve their dreams. Yeah, they're like the Straw Hats, and you also look at it as they probably went about it a different way. Like, they went about it the wrong way as opposed to Luffy who went about it the right way. You know. And then Sneaky Noah King said could be actually. Cute. I don't remember what I said to that. And Cube said not to mention that Caesar Clown's chemical substance he created in Punk Hazard is called Sad. Yeah. But the other one's called Smile, so you got Smile and you got Sad. So I mean, I don't even know where that was. Yeah, but yeah. So you got smile and you got sad. So I don't know how, I don't know where that would fit though. But then Sneaky Noah King said Roger probably helped Gart because he knew it wasn't time yet for Joy Boy. Roger helped Gart. You mean when they was at God's Valley when Roger helped him? But yeah, I could see that being the case. You know, I think Roger, I think Roger believed that his son was going to be Joy Boy. He thought Ace was going to be Joy Boy, and he probably left Ace in Garp's care because he believed Garp was the only person who could really protect Ace. You know, so yeah, I mean, but yeah, Roger definitely did have that trust in Garp. Cube Cube said they said Zebek was Roger's biggest rival, not strongest, but biggest. Hmm, his biggest. I don't remember what. Yeah, okay. So his biggest rival, not strongest, but biggest. So it might be Rocks who first told him about the last island, because he was sure that there was an extra island with no proof. So it might be Rocks who first told him about the last island, about Laftel. You mean like Zebek told Roger about Laftel? That could be the case because I feel as though at that point in time, you know, Zebek might have been a pirate way longer than Roger at that point. You know, seeing how he had a crew full of powerhouses. You know, if they did have a chat, maybe Zebek did teach Roger some stuff, or you know, tell Roger some stuff. Even though I don't know why he would though, because he's like, I'm not telling you these secrets. Get out of here. You my enemy. Elid says, depending on how much Rock strive towards freedom for himself and the world may take priority over. And welcome to the chat, Elids. Welcome to the chat. I'm about to wrap this up soon, guys. So you know we could have some more of this discussion in the chat or in the comments. So it says depending on how much Rock strive towards freedom for himself and the world may take priority over whether Rocks is bad or good. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, but Cube said totally, but the phrasing of that made me think that Zebek could be a rival to the Pirate King status. Yeah, Zebek was going for king of the world. Like he wasn't going for no pirate king. I think Zebek did probably have some. I think how he went about things was probably like, you know, he probably did some bad stuff. I would think for Garp and Roger to have to team up, I would think he probably had to do some bad things. And Cube said he's talking about God Valley. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 That's probably why they teamed up. But yeah, I kind of thought he might have been talking about God Valley. But yeah, Q said, "Yep, since he didn't have any means to translate poneglyphs, he didn't meet Odin yet. The question is, how did he know about Laugh Tale? I don't know. I don't know if I mean, my question is, did Rocks for sure know about Laugh Tale? Was like Laugh Tale really a thing that people wanted to go to at that point? You know, like I know Roger did, but you know, but it's not like it wasn't a pirate era because after Roger died is when people wanted to go to Laugh Tale. But before Roger died was like people really itching to go to Laugh Tale was Rocks. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe because he was looking to be king of the world. So, do you need the One Piece in order to accomplish being king of the world? I mean, possibly, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would think maybe he did know about Laugh Tale, but maybe that didn't interest him. Unless he believed that whatever was at Laugh Tale would be enough to grant him king of the world status, then I can see that being the case. But yeah, but anyway, guys, stream going on 2 hours. It's been a good stream. Like I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all you guys for stopping, chatting with me. We had Shane Burns. We had Q come through and stop by, and we had Truth Seeker stop by, and Sneaky Noah King. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. We even had like a short guest appearance by Elids. Y'all go check out Elids' channel. He does a lot of great theory videos. A lot better than mine's. I recently seen Elids do a theory video. He dropped one on the Red Sea, and I'm gonna probably do a reaction stream to that. So you guys wait for that. I will be doing another stream on Wednesday. I'm gonna be continuing that major One Piece theory series that I've been doing from Arthur Library of O'Hara, and I'll be doing that Wednesday. We don't have a chapter this Sunday, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna be streaming for that for Sunday. But again, for all you guys who don't know, I do these streams on Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time, which is around the time that I started this stream, or the same time I started this stream. And what was I? What am I going to say? So yeah, I do that on Sundays. I do all my chapter discussion streams on Sunday at 4 p.m. because that's when the chapters usually drop. So, but I'm not going to be reviewing the chapter for next Sunday because again, the next chapter come out in 2 weeks, at least officially. So, but I'll find something to do for next week. Guys, make sure you like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm doing a giveaway at 50 subscribers. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I got here. I appreciate all you guys coming and following the stream, chatting with me. It's a great stream. Great stream to start off the new year. A wonderful stream to start off the new year. Great chapter. Yeah. So, and Cube said, thanks, man. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys. You guys made this stream with it. You guys made the stream better. And I'm really being serious. You guys really made this stream a great stream. I appreciate it. It's Sean Please. Let me. It's Sean Peter Bluff. God, y'all have a good week. I hope you guys had a good New Year. I'm out of here. Y'all take it easy.